Yeah, it's Nola'z Piano Bar and Eatery here in downtown Myrtle Beach, just across the street from where CCMF is held. Now, I'm here with the owners and directors behind the big event. We have Ed and Rob here. Now, what can people expect exactly today?
We're opening the door to anyone serving soup, chicken soup, and grilled cheese sandwiches. Anybody can come out of the cold, sit, hang out, play some games, listen to some music.
And come out of the cold. That's the big thing, right? And that's where the idea was kind of planted last night.
Yesterday, I was down on the boardwalk and I was listening to people that don't have a place to go, and they were genuinely scared about the storm and scared about the weather. And I figured, I have a place. I'm right here. I can open the doors to anybody that needs it.
All right, and you are letting us know that anybody could really stop by, anybody who's working out on the street?
Yeah, absolutely. Linemen, police, fire, EMS, first responders, anyone, if they're just out there working through the storm, more than welcome to come, guy. We got plenty of soup, plenty of sandwiches. We're going to be here till we have to be. So.
All right, Myrtle Beach neighbors looking out for one another. We love to see it. Now, they'll be open all night tonight until 2 a.m. or possibly later if people need to stay out of the cold and need a warm place to stay.
Andrew, preparing for that storm that could come our way Friday and Saturday has everyone I spoke with on high alert across the state. The city of Conway is now operating in an enhanced state of awareness, according to Conway's public information officer, June Wood. After several meetings today, she says emergency plans are beginning to take shape.
One of the biggest things is getting our resources put throughout the city so we can continue to assist residents without actually closing ourselves off to the residents.
One of those resources is first responders. Wood says police and fire will be available throughout the storm. According to Wood, they've been working closely with Horry County Emergency Management and state partners.
We will continue to work with those partners, and we will provide resources to them as much as they do to us. So it's really a big group effort amongst all of the organizations and agencies throughout the county and throughout the state to continue to be able to offer services and be there for our residents as much as we can.
One state partner they're working with is South Carolina Emergency Management Division. Their public information officer, Brandon Livornia, says South Carolina weather can change any minute. So he says they're trying to be proactive with their resources.
We're doing everything we can, and we just ask everyone to do everything they can. That way, that just ups the safety factor of everything.
Wood says it's important to know that the city is only planning on treating a few roads with salt where their public safety teams will be, so most roads across the city will not be completely treated. Live in Conway, Emma Parkhouse, ABC 15 News.
All right, Emma, thank you. And according to a release from the city of Conway, the Emergency Operations Center is not currently activated, but officials say they're closely monitoring the storm. Now, one thing state leaders want you to have on hand is the SC Emergency Management app. Now, it will help you create an emergency plan, including what to have on an emergency checklist. So to give you guys a quick glimpse of what that app is, something you could download in your app store, and it'll show you things like know your zone for things like when it's hurricane season or closings or delays, but importantly, issues like this. If you want to set up your checklist for whatever supplies you need, emergency contacts, emergency meeting places for folks, and this can be shared with other folks who have, applications on their cell phones. They can all download this. Even a checklist for your pets is included in that. So as you see this map, it displays the shelters when they're open and provides that list of closings and delays. You can find it in your phone's app store. Well, a key step being taken tonight by the county is to salt and treat county roads, specifically bridges and overpasses. Now, Horry County leaders, they held a press conference just hours ago after declaring a localized state of emergency across Horry County. Now, that declaration allows more resources and less red tape for the county if they need to bring in outside help. But right now, SCDOT is the lone outside agency helping the county emergency management department prepare for icy road conditions. Now, the emergency director anticipating the Emergency Operations Center to open Friday morning had this message for county residents.
Be prepared to be basically as a hurricane on your own for several hours without power, maybe days without power, depending on what part of the county gets hit in the most.
Randy Webster, who you heard from there, the county council chairman, as well as the Horry County fire chief, all spoke ahead of the storm. A key issue they all brought up was not holding up 911 with power outage reports. Now, there is a non-emergency line for that, but most importantly, they recommend just letting the power companies handle those situations. Give your provider a call. I caught up with Horry Electric today to see how they're preparing, and I saw crews were gassing up and staging ahead of tomorrow.
We have multiple people that can go out in the field. Now, our construction crews will obviously handle the outages, but we have others ready to assist, and then they'll also help if we bring in extra crews. They'll help guide them, so for people who don't know our system, they'll be with them, taking them around the county.
And to piggyback what she was saying there, co-op officials tell me they have other member power companies lined up across the state ready to come in and help if local crews get overwhelmed at all. But at last check, Jen, there are roughly more than 70 linemen on standby for the next 2 days, as well as the coordinating crews in-house and those call takers over at Horry Electric Cooperative. Now, just being out here along 501 for the last couple of hours, I've noticed several power companies that aren't from here, some that are based out of Mississippi and others based out of Florida, that are already here in place to help for whatever comes our way.
Jen, there are workers from across the state and even some from out of state, all here in Horry County, lending a helping hand for this weekend's storm.
That is neighbor to neighbor time now. Take care of each other as we continue to work through these next few days together.
Horry County Fire Rescue Chief Joey Tanner says this weekend's winter storm is a dire situation. And as the storm approaches, along with first responders, the South Carolina Department of Transportation and Santee Cooper have been working to prepare.
We pre-treated, most of the counties pre-treated today with salt, actual salt, not a mixture of salt brine.
We have our 16 regular crews. On top of that, we have 8 contract crews because we work with Sumter Utilities throughout the year. And then we have 11 more mutual aid crews coming from Florida.
The utility crews from Florida begin working tomorrow at 7 a.m. as they brought workers, equipment, and bucket trucks. They're aiding in power restoration throughout the storm and planning on staying until everyone has electricity.
We just wanted to help out, make sure everyone, gets back to their doing what they want to do and their livelihoods.
Meanwhile, at SCDOT headquarters, crews that came down to help from upstate are working to make more salt mixtures for the roads. Pete Poor says main highways and interstates take priority.
Last week, we expected snow to fall first, so we pre-treated 3 days out. Here, this time, if we did that, it would all get washed away. So that's why we started pre-treating this morning, just ahead of the weather.
Poor says DOT also has extra emergency patrol trucks on the roads, and signs warning winter weather are posted across the county. And Poor says after treating main highways and interstates, DOT crews focus on main roads and areas near first responders.